Hello, hello, hello. We're back week 34 of Full Deck Challenge. I was able to get the deck started on a 2-inch ring. So this is the first bunch of it, and then the rest of the year I'll add on to this back half, and then hopefully it'll all fit on one ring. If not, I'll have to reevaluate later in the year. But we're September. Let's see if I can get my calendar down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 more cards to fit right here. So I did have a little bit more room here than I thought. I could probably fit 2 more cards here. So if I have to do some adjusting, I will do that. But I'll do it off camera because you don't need to see me struggling with this. I would rather have it on a 3-inch ring so that I can actually flip through them. But I can't find a 3-inch diameter ring that is small enough in diameter this way to go through my eyelets. So we'll see what we can do. So week 34, the prompt was pretty scraps. Now, when I think of scraps, I don't necessarily think of them in terms of being quote unquote pretty, but I do consider my splatter paint scraps to be pretty. I like these. So that is what I'm going to use for this today. And as you can tell, I am still sick. In fact, I can barely hear what I'm saying because both of my ears are completely clogged. And my nose is still stuffed up. So, yeah. Still sick, but I'm trying to power through. So I will try to hopefully beat any cough or sneezing fit that comes by getting to the mute button before it happens. No guarantees, but I'm going to try. I will definitely mute if I need to blow my nose, though, as always. Alright, so let's get started with doing the base collage using this pile of stuff. And I don't know where my straight ruler is. That's okay. This edge it's almost straight. Not quite, but almost. So I'm just going to use this to tear my pieces. And again, I have to remember. I do. Because I constantly forget that I'm working on a tiny little space and that I make my stuff way too big. Mini, mini, mini. And I am just going to use my Fabrifix glue, my glue stick is here. It's just not open and ready to go like my Fabrifix was. So I was about to ask, does anybody see where I put that tear roller? Like, where did it go? How am I losing stuff already this early in the project? So I do have Gail Agostinelli playing in the background. You can probably hear her. Let's see. Oh yeah, the mic is still registering when I go quiet. So, but I hope it's not. She's not too loud because I said I can barely hear anything. So can't really tell what my volume is. Okay, but I can barely hear her. So that one there. This was scrapbook paper that I didn't like, and I colored some gesso with the blue acrylic paint, painted all over it to cover up the background of that, and then splatter painted and stamped over it like I did with all the rest of the stuff. So that is one way to get rid of paper that you otherwise do not like. Oh, I like the back of that. So I'm actually going to use both pieces, but I'm going to put the blue down. And then on this side, I'm going to glue on the blue side. So if you've not seen my short little 5-minute video on our camper, our trailer that we bought, please go check it out. That's our newest addition to the family. And hopefully what that means too is taking y'all out on more adventures. You know, can go camping and all that kind of stuff that we couldn't really feasibly do before because of my back. Which is why we went ahead and decided to do the trailer, because after spending a week at fair in a tent, I was not super happy when I got home. I was pretty grumpy because I was in a lot of pain. And so, yeah, my husband and I had a conversation, and it was like, let's just do it. It'll give us, it'll make my fair week a lot easier every year, number one. But it also gives us the opportunity to get out and, do things now. Because we went camping with some friends of ours a couple weekends ago. It's probably more than a couple weekends, but hasn't been super long ago. And it was another tent scenario, and I was miserable. I had such a hard time getting, and we even took our elevated air mattress on that trip. But I had such a hard time even getting in and out of the air mattress, getting off of it. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, doing this every now and again, sure, but do I want to do a bunch of camping trips sleeping in a tent on an air mattress? Absolutely not. So that was kind of my selling point with him, is that, it's also the selling point that I use against him when he sends me pictures of dogs in the shelter, and I'm like, no, no, we're not getting another dog, remember? And there's a reason we're not getting another dog, because we want to be able to go out and go camping, and that's much, much harder to do when you have more than one dog. especially since, we, pretty much prefer bigger dogs. I'm not like a super, like, big dog, little dog fanatic. I don't like little dogs like Chihuahuas and Wiener dogs. Um, but, one of my all time dream dogs has always been to have an American Bulldog. English Bulldog, I mean. Not an American. English Bulldog. Um, that's pretty much like the smallest that I would go. And I told him that that would be the only way that I would agree to getting another dog is if it was one of my dream dogs, because all the dogs we've ever had, even the ones that I picked up, like I went to the shelter, I was the one that started the adoption proceedings, they all end up being his dogs anyway, like they attract to him. And I'm like, you know what, you wouldn't even be alive still if it weren't for me. This is not fair. But it happens every single time. um, but I was like, if we're gonna get other, and the only way we're gonna do it is if I get to have one of the breeds that I've always wanted. So it's either an English Bulldog, Pyrenees, or a Newfoundland, either one. I do realize that they're two different breeds, but they're essentially like the same dog, just one's black, one's white. Um, in my eyes, anyway. And I'd almost, because we live where we do and it's as dirty and dusty as it is where we're at, I probably prefer a Newfie over Pyrenees, just for the sake of bath times. And then the only other third option would be a miniature Aussie. Oh, I guess a miniature Aussie would be smaller than a English Bulldog. So a miniature Aussie is my third. If it's not either any of those breeds, the answer is no. Don't show it to me. Don't ask me about it. Nope. And so that's kind of been the way that I've been able to fend off any discussions of getting more dogs. But I'm like, if we only have the one dog, we can go out and do things more often. We can travel. So that's kind of our plan. Is now that we have the trailer, to be able to go out and do more camping trips. Whether that's with our friends or not, we'll see. But with the purchase, we got a 1 year free membership to Thousand Trails Camping. I had to look it up. I'd never heard of it. But it's basically kind of like a KOA, where you have a membership and they have their own campsites, and you have to have a membership to camp there. So we are taking the free 1 year membership, and we're going to test drive it. And if we don't use it all year, then when it comes time, we're definitely not going to renew it. There would be no point. So I have this little cutout. It's a little easel with a picture. I don't know how if you can see that. It's a little bird. But it's out of a book about pricing antiques. So that's going to be kind of one of my my focal points because it might be artsy and painty. I'm wondering. So Gail is stamping. Just looking for just a little something to put there. Mm, this would have to go this way. Fun little tags. I need to make some more of those. Or labels. Tags. Oh, that's kind of a fun one. Just a because I'm gonna wrap it around to the back side. So these labels, you see, I got a bunch of orange ones, right? So this is coffee stained paper, and then I just with my stamp sets, I just pulled them out and just randomly filled an entire 11 by 17 sheet of paper. You know, just turning stamps all kinds of different ways. Filled the entire paper, and then after that, I went through with my label stamps, which is the black outline part, and stamped over the original images and then cut them all out. They turned out really cute. I really, really like them. Still think I kind of like the orange. How about green? Don't mind that. I like that better because it kind of looks like almost like a signature. that off to the side over there. This is, I believe, is a sticker. Also gonna let me trim it the rest of the way. I thought it was a sticker, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it is. Okay. We're gonna very carefully smooth over just a smidge. There we go. And then pull out the old tool here. Don't even know if that's centered. Might notice that I don't measure anymore. That's really only because my centering ruler is not in here at the moment. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. Gray. Go artistic-y and add a pink, do a pink. We could do a green. No, there's not enough green on there for that. Could do a white. Yeah. There's brown. Brown, or do I want to do gray? I'm going to do the gray one. So yeah, I didn't bring the box over. I just grabbed a handful, as you notice. So, yeah. That birch. Squish. Lock. Put away. Boop. And then this one, on the back of that one. So I guess I get a stick. If I end up having to trim that off later, I will. But I'll get a picture of that before I put it on the ring. On the ring. See, this is the main reason I didn't want to put them all the way up against that, because I still got to be able to like grip it, you know. And I'm fearful that if I fill this space up and I don't have the ability to like squish these ones back that way, that what's going to happen is I'm not going to be able to close it. But I don't know. And what did I say? Let me recount that. I can't remember. I have forgotten already. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So one I just finished. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 18, but that includes the one I just put on there. There should be 17 here then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, okay. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, with that, I'm still going to come up one short. Used to, the last time I counted, like a long time ago, I was 2 short. Now I'm 1 short. I don't know. But that's that. So here, that is the full deck challenge for week 34. Hopefully, I can get myself back on track. And also get myself well again. So, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. My analytics are still showing that a great majority of my viewers, like more than 80% of my watchers, are not subscribers. So if you can do me that favor, it's just a free way to support the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. Hit the like button if you like what you saw. Hit the don't like button if you don't like what you didn't. Either way, it's engagement. And yeah, share my channel out to anybody that you think might enjoy these little projects. And we will talk to you in the next video. Bye!